Hi, Best Buds. It's Cathy with Cathy's Garden, and I'm so happy that you've joined me. We're going to make clusters, but first, let's have a shout out to Shelley, One Lawn 68, Catherine, Juju Crafts, Paper Lace and Some, and Nancy. I really appreciate each and every one of you. All right, you guys, we're going to make some clusters using some wax seals, some doilies, and some different types of coffee dyed paper. So I'm starting with a coffee dyed doily, and it's a small one, and I'm just going to rip it right down the center. So I have two halves. So now what I'd like to do is I would like to fold this doily right where I have torn it just a little bit. I'm not measuring. I'm just folded it up about like this. Looks like about maybe 3/4 of an inch. Now, I'm going to take some coffee dyed grid paper to begin. Now, you don't have to start with coffee dyed grid paper. You could use book page, you could use whatever you would like, but this is the way I'm going to start. And I am going to go ahead and just tear all the edges. You may use your scraps for this project. It's a nice way to use up a few scraps. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my ink, and I am going to ink around all the edges, and I'm using the Vintage Photo. So here we go. We're just going to, there we go. Now I've got my glue, here it is, and I am going to just glue the folded part of the doily, not the lacy part, just the part that's solid. Just put a little glue down, and then I'm going to place my paper right up, but not totally, not over the fold. I want to be able to still fold my doily. There we go. Still be able to fold my doily. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to add another layer. I'm going to choose to add a little bit of music paper, and so I'm just going to tear it here just like this. Just make a nice torn edges, and then I am going to go ahead and ink around all the sides. It just makes it so the layers of the paper stand out. All right. Now I think I'm going to put it right side up. I think I'll put it about right, maybe about right here. So I'm going to go ahead and get some glue down on this, just like that. And I'm going to glue it like that. Yeah, I thought I did that. I thought I put a little extra glue too far down. Okay, now I think what I'd like to do is use a little bit of book page, and let's get this down. I like that right there. I think I want this to be a little shorter, and I do need to ink. That was my sponge right there when I grabbed my wax seal. All right, so I'm going to just get this down here just like this, and I'm going to add some glue and place it right here. There we go. Now, is that all I want? I actually think that's all I want on this one. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue right here where the doily doesn't have any filigree, and just around here where it's not cut out. And glue it right on down just to hold it in place, because we're going to put a wax seal down here. I've got a couple of different ways that I've been doing these that I wanted to share with you. And the first way is to take some baker's twine and just cut us a nice section of baker's twine. I'm just going to push the baker's twine together like this. I'm not going to cross it over like this, because once I put the wax down and then I put my seal on top, it doesn't seal very well if the twine is overlapping like this, so I just want to put them close together. So I'm going to go ahead and select some wax. Let's see. Let's take this one. I am going to pick 4 out, and maybe this one and this one. So they're kind of the muted colors right here. And I've got my flame, my candle right here, but I don't put it right underneath my camera because it just messes up, the light messes up my camera. It doesn't know exactly what's going on. So I am going to melt this because it's going to take a few minutes, and then I'll be back and we'll pour it, and I'll show you my next idea. All right, you guys, I've got my wax that's all melted. And now I'm just going to gently make sure that stays together, that twine, and I'm just going to put my wax right on top of my twine, like this. Oh, what a pretty color. That was a good choice. Alrighty, now I'm going to get my seal. I'm just going to lay it right on the top, just like that. Now I'm just going to push this aside because that needs to cool so that it will come right off. And we'll go ahead and use our other half of the doily because I have another way that I have been making these that I really think you might enjoy. So once again, I'm going to fold my doily over just like this. And it really doesn't matter that there's just half gone there, a little corner gone. It doesn't matter. So I think I will take a piece of book page now. This happens to be, I don't know, a different language. I think it might be German. I'm not sure, but I think it is. And I'm just going to trim this just like this. And I'm going to go ahead and ink around the edge for that added dimension, that it really separates all the layers nicely. You can see it easily. So actually I'm going to wipe out this right here before it gets hard because we're going to use a different color. So hang on just a second. Okay, I got that clean. Now we're going to go ahead and add that glue right on the folded part right here. And we're going to place this right here, making sure that we can still fold this doily down. Okay, now let's see what I like. How about a little bit of grid paper? I think that looks nice. Let's get that added and go ahead and put a little vintage photo on the torn edges right here. Okay, and let's see how I would like that. I think I want a little bit more of the book page showing, so I'm going to cut it down just a little bit. Yes, that's nice. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add the glue. Okay, and place it right here. I'll pull it out just a little bit. I want to be able to see it. Okay. Alrighty, so now let's see what I like. Maybe a little bit of music. Something's wobbling, something terrible on my... Maybe that will keep it from wobbling. I don't have to work on that. That wobbling's bothering me. Okay. Let's see here. No. Maybe like this. Okay. My goodness, that wobble is really bothering me. Okay. I think I'm going to place it down here a little bit. Maybe about right there. Okay. You guys, if you're enjoying this video, please give me a thumbs up, and I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Okay. Now, what I think I'd like to do is add a little bit more of just plain old coffee dyed paper. I think I'd like to add a little bit of that, maybe somewhere. Not sure exactly where. Maybe right here. I thought I did, but I don't. I just like it just like that. All right, so now my other idea. This is different type of string, twine, and I am able to put this through these small holes of these charms. They're keys. And so I'm going to put this right through this hole in this charm. Well, heavenly days. They went in before. Let's see. There we go. Now I'm just going to knot it. Now, after I make these, I will go back and I will put just a little tiny dot of glue right on my knot so that the knot will not come undone, because sometimes they do work themselves out. So now I'm going to kind of decide where I want this to fall and how I want this to do. I think I want it to be about right there, so I'm going to actually cut it here, and I'm going to cut it at an angle so I can get it. There we are, right in there like that. Now one more time I'm going to look before I tie. I think that's a little long. Okay, I think I want it tied up here like this. So I'm just going to knot it. Okay, and trim off the edge here. I don't need that much. So now these are going to be our little tassels, and I am going to turn it so that I will be able, I want these to lay straight. There we go. I'll be able to hold it like this and pour, but I want this to one shorter and one longer, like that. Now, let's go ahead and let's choose this beautiful iridescent colored white. And how about this gold right here? Actually, one gold and three white. How about that? And I'll put it right in my cooker, and we're going to cook this up. But before we do, I'm going to pull this right back over, and we're going to lift this up. Oh my goodness, isn't that beautiful? I absolutely love that. Now, what you can do with these is you could put that on a tag. You could put it on a page in your journal. You could actually put it on a cover for part of your decoration of your journal. I just think this is absolutely adorable. Now let's go ahead and see how this turns out with the little charms. So I'm going to melt our wax, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got the wax melted, and now I'm going to go ahead and pour it right here. And what pretty colors. That's very pretty. Alrighty. I'm going to go ahead and lay our little. Now I'm going to have to set this aside while it's cooling, and I'm going to show you some others that I've made. I've made this one. Isn't that pretty? The wax is the similar color to the keys. And then there's this one. I absolutely love these. I think they're just so special. And there's this color. And this one. And I have another one with the keys. Okay, let's see. I'm not sure if it's ready yet. You don't ever want to take it off too soon. Oh, look, it's ready. Oh my goodness, look at that one. That is very different. Very different indeed. It's a little flower. Oh, you guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed having my time with you, and I hope to see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.